Daigo has returned from the spirit realm, but he has now been possessed by the same dark presence who has been wreaking havoc on Oninoshima this entire chapter. But with the rise of this reborn Oni army, a new team of superheroes has awakened on the island. But who are they? What's going on with our past characters? What does the Death Star have to do with all of this? And why is Superman here? Well, I'll be going over all of that in this video, so strap in as I've got a lot of explaining to do. So just to start things off, how exactly did we get here? Well, believe it or not, our answer lies at the end of the Star Wars mini-season. So I know many of you skipped out on Fortnite's controversial collab mini-season, considering the game's player numbers hit an all-time low at this time. So I know there is definitely confusion how Star Wars actually played a role in bringing us to the story of this superhero season. But it all has to do with the end season live event, because all of us who played this Star Wars season knows what a complete nothing burger the storyline leading up to the actual event was. Seriously, the entire plot was literally, the Death Star is here! Hope! What are we gonna do? The amount of wasted story potential this season genuinely pisses me off. Like, they even brought fan favorite character Evie back just for her to do literally nothing. I'd be more upset if they didn't immediately redeem themselves with the fire writing of this season, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, the season ended off on our first fully driven story live event in years, where we the Loopers teamed up with Hope and Jones and blew up the Death Star. But this victory would be short-lived, as a piece of the Death Star hurled towards Oninoshima and crashed into an active portal to the spirit realm, sending a massive shockwave full of zero-point energy across the island. Which brings us to the plot of Season 3, where at this moment, a battle bus full of new characters was hit by this shockwave. The bus then hurled towards the ground before being caught by Superman, and once everyone on the bus was safe, they quickly found out that this shockwave had given them all superpowers. And that's the basic setup for Season 3. We've got superheroes and a corrupted Daigo on the island, but now it's time to go a little more in-depth with both sides. For starters, like I said at the start of this video, Daigo's body has been taken over by the Dark Presence, which is why he is now leading the same Oni army he spent the first 2 seasons of this chapter trying to destroy. But on top of that, he's now allied himself with a familiar face in Fortnite's lore, Core, who was unofficially an assassin for hire for the Imagined Order. But after being MIA for years, she's now sworn her allegiance to the Dark Presence, which seems out of nowhere at first, but personally, I think this is part of a build-up for Salone to once again return, which was teased all the way back during Fortnite Remix. But for now, this is just my own speculation, but what we know for sure is that the corrupted Daigo is wreaking havoc on Oninoshima, and is now continuing Shogun X's original mission of draining the island of its magic. The very thing Daigo stopped during the Season 1 mini-event when he saved Jade. And speaking of Jade, what's going on with her and Kendo this season? Well, the two for the time being have split off from the rest of the heroes, feeling betrayed by their brother, questioning how he could even do something like this. And this has led to some comments from fans calling Kendo a fraud, though I'm here to defend him, as there seems to be a key part of the island story quest many have overlooked. While it is true Kendo originally mentally checked out of the conflict due to his rage towards his brother, he eventually regained his composure and realized something wasn't right with Daigo, which caused him to work with the Loopers to investigate and eventually led Kendo to the truth of his brother's possession. This realization has now caused Kendo to enter his own investigation on how he could potentially free his brother without having to hurt him. Similarly, Jade has also discovered what happened to her brother thanks to her connection with the sprites who have been guiding and protecting her this entire chapter. But now it would appear that the sprites on the island have changed, and it's likely due to the spires the corrupted Daigo is able to summon. Though, since the sprites won't give Jade a direct answer, it would appear she also has an investigation to attend to. But now that we're all caught up with the Mask Maker's siblings, let's make one final stop and see what the rest of the cast is up to here at the new Supernova Academy. But how did this place come to be in the first place? Well, it would seem that Hope and Jones were able to find a very generous investor who also wants to take the 0-point shard away from the Oni. And that of course would be none other than Midas. who is still celebrating the downfall of Fletcher Kane, who he wasn't sad to see met their end. But Midas is only involved with the Academy purely with his ownership of it, as it would seem Midas is still busy working with Skillet and the rest of the Outlaws we met last season on another project of his, which likely involves taking the 0 point for himself and stabbing Hope and Jones in the back. Speaking of Fortnite's dynamic duo, the two have now become teachers for our new superhero team, alongside the Knight Rose and DC Comics heroes Superman and Robin, this Robin being Tim Drake for anyone that didn't know. Together, this group is training Oninoshima's future superhero team, the Supernovas, to not only master their new powers, but also to protect this island from any and all threats. However, this team has a long way to go before they'll be anywhere near ready to take on the corrupted Daigo and his Oni army. The main team consists of characters such as Killswitch, Morgan Mist, Haley Sky, Light Rider, Synthwave, and Ziggy. Though, as this yearbook trailer showed us, the Academy has several other heroes in training who just haven't entered the spotlight at the moment. But if you want to learn a little more about the main cast, I've made various short videos on each of them that you could check out. But that aside, the members of this team are all unique individuals, and while they do seem to have good control of their powers, they need to learn to work more efficiently as a team to reach their full potential, which is what they've been working towards this entire season, as seen through the dialogue in both Battle Royale and the new LEGO Expedition mode. But while the development of these new heroes has been going smoothly, it would appear that something sinister is about to happen, as the new batch of story quests that will drop are called the Fall of Supernova Academy. But what exactly is about to happen? Well, we'll have to wait and see. And while this is where we have to stop for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe, because at the end of this season, I'll be dropping another video with the rest of the story. But that's all for now. See ya.